Right, short date please and learning objective. So short date and learning objective. Pause the video while you're doing that, and then we'll get started on the lesson. Right, okay, so a bit of a change of pace now. So we'll be the next few weeks, lots of looking at finding different angles and shape and all that. So it's a little bit different from the stuff we have been doing. Let's just start off with some basics. Okay, so remembering, okay, right, if this angle here is 60 degrees, what is angle A? So what is the missing angle? Okay, what's the missing angle? You should be able to work that out nice and easily yourself. Okay, now remember the rule that angles on a straight line equal 180 degrees. So any angle on a straight line will equal 180. So all I have to do is 180, take away the angle I've got, is 120 degrees. Okay, so that can, of course, yeah, let's just change a little bit. So we've got this angle here. We'll call that one. Okay, and always just no protractors with these. Okay, so if this one's 55, and then we can put this angle here as, let's put this angle as 45 degrees. Again, we can find angle A here. We can find angle A, okay, because angles on a straight line equal 180 degrees. Okay, so we just add these up together, gets 100. Yeah, so 180 take away 100 is 80 degrees. So this angle here is 80. So that's just a bit of a reminder. Angles on a straight line equal 180 degrees. Okay, I'm sure we already knew that, but it's worth going over just in case. Okay, right, then we can also look at, oh, okay, let's go with there. Let's go one there, one there. Okay, so say for example this angle here was 140 degrees. This angle here looks around about 60. This angle looks 90 degrees. 90 degrees. What is the missing angle here? What's this missing angle here? Remember the little degrees things on there. Okay, what's that missing angle? So this one's 140. Okay, not very clear there, 140. So when we've got angles about a point, okay, angles about a point, which in essence go all the way around in a circle. Okay, so you can see from this point here, I'm going all the way around in a circle. Okay, so that means they always equal 360 degrees, isn't it? So we add up what we've got, 140 and 60, 200. So we've got 290. We can take 360 away from that. Okay, so the missing angle would be 70 degrees. I know it doesn't look it, but don't worry. 70 degrees. Okay, so remember, angles around a point equal 360 degrees. Just a little reminder, some of the stuff we probably already know and is fairly basic. Okay, so going now on to some of the rules. Now I've put on the portal a page of notes, okay, telling you about the different angles, vertically opposite angles, alternate angles, corresponding angles, etc. So it probably will be useful if you have that with you when you're doing today's work. So I would print that off, okay, and you can use it to help you do the questions we're going to do today. Okay, so these lines cross each other, okay, these lines cross each other, and these two angles will always be the same. Okay, at the point you've got to make sure there's no other lines involved, but these two angles will be the same because they are vertically opposite. Vertically opposite angles are the same. Okay, and that means these here, B and B, are the same because they're also vertically opposite. So instead of having letters, if this angle here is 50 degrees, this one's also going to be 50 degrees, okay, and then this one would be quick bit of slow mental maths on my part. If this one is 130 degrees, then this one also is directly opposite as 130 degrees. And we can check that's correct by adding them all up, and they should obviously come to 360. And they do, don't they? 130, 260, 360. Okay, so vertically, look at your notes, vertically opposite angles are the same. Okay, let's apply that little bit of knowledge we've got there to a question. Okay, can you all have a go at this? Okay, pause the video. Question 1, A, B, and C. You have to find the missing angles. Pause the video while you do that. Press play when you finish, please. Right, so let's have a little look. There's only one vertically opposite angle here, okay, A, and this is here, isn't it? Okay, this is 30, and this is vertically opposite there, okay, because there's no other lines involved. So we know A is 30, and actually we can write that in to make it easier for us. A is 30. Now, we know here, and then we can use other sort of bits of knowledge that we know. If this is a right angle, this is 90 degrees. Angles on a straight line, this is a straight line, equal 180. So C needs to be 60 degrees, isn't it? So this is 60 degrees in here, because we're 30 and 60 is 90 and 90 is 180. And now we can find B. Okay, we can find B here. And again, we've got a straight line. In fact, we've got two straight lines, and we go here, or we can use that one across. But we can see the angles on a straight line 180, because even though it's below the line, so that would be 150 because the 30 and 50 is 180, so B 150 degrees. Okay, so that was that first one. Okay, and we just got to be a little bit careful. So this is surprisingly how easy it is to make silly mistakes on these. Okay, right. Let's have a little look at. Okay, now angles. At the beginning of the lesson, we talked about parallel lines, okay? And we know that these are parallel lines because it's got these pair of arrows, okay? And that tells us, I mean, sometimes, obviously, they look parallel, but those arrows tell us for sure it's parallel. So first of all, the first type of rule we're going to look at is alternate angles. Alternate angles. When you come to do some of your work, you have to say which type of, with the reason, give you reasoning. Okay, so alternate angles. So for example, that tells us that if we look at this, we've kind of got like a Z here, okay? And you must remember that, okay, we've got a Z going in this direction, okay? So when we've got when you spot your Z and the inside there, and the other side there will always be the same, okay? These are in your notes, okay? But I just wanted you just to, so those angles will be the same, okay? Alternate angles like that. And as well as those being the same, because it also works in the other direction, so we can go here and this Z there. So this angle and this angle, angle A will also be the same, okay? Alternate angles, alternate angles. So let's give an example of that. So if, okay, this angle here is 37 degrees, okay? That angle here, okay, is 37 degrees. What is this angle here going to be? Okay. Yes, it's going to be 37 degrees, isn't it? Because we've got the Z. So look at your notes for this, okay? When you come to do them, you will need to refer back to your notes. So that's going to be 37 there as well, okay? So we've got here the Z, and we've got them there, haven't we? Okay. And at the same time, we could also go this way. So this angle and this angle will be the same. Angle B and angle B will also be the same. So they're all alternate angles, okay? Alternate angles. Okay, let's have a little look at these. And again, you've got them on your notes. Corresponding, I'm going to do next. So corresponding angles. Remember, these only relate to, same with the last one, okay? It has to have the parallel lines on them. Without the parallel lines, it doesn't actually work. So make sure you spot those parallel lines, okay? So corresponding angles, and that tells us that this angle here and this angle here are the same, okay? And also, it'll be this angle here on the inside, and if we look on the outside, they are also the same. So angle A, they are the same. Angle B is the same. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But they're all going to be the same there, aren't they? Okay. Corresponding angles. Yeah. In fact, I probably meant to do, and also this one and this one, because otherwise those are going to be the same. So angle C there, okay, they're going to be the same corresponding angles. Therefore, okay, let me rub those out. I'm going to run out of pre-made. Oh, let's do another one. Okay. So here, if this angle here is 71 degrees. From that one, can we work out this angle? Well, we probably can eventually, but it's initially no. Okay, the corresponding angle to this one is this one, 71 degrees. Okay, so again, look at your notes. Use your notes to help you when you come to do some of the work. Okay, so there's corresponding angles, and it'll be the same. This one. This angle here and this angle here are also corresponding, okay? Corresponding angles. Right, let's look at one more, okay, one more on the notes, and that is, I think on yours is supplementary or interior, okay, interior. I think I prefer calling them interior. So again, when we've got our line, okay, crossing our parallel lines, we know that the interior angles here, this angle and this angle, equals 180 degrees, okay? They're not going to be the same, 180 degrees. So if this angle here, so angle A, and we'll call this angle B, so angle A plus angle B will always be 180 degrees, okay? So if this angle here is 75 degrees, then we can work out what this angle here is, angle X there. So we know this angle, the interior angles here are going to equal 180, okay? So from there, we can work out that angle X will be 180 minus 75. So it'll be 105 degrees. X equals 105 degrees, okay? So they're the four different types, okay? The four different types I've going to show you today, and you can apply those to the questions we're going to be doing, okay? So we have got vertically opposite, alternate, corresponding, and supplementary, okay? Have a go at this question, okay? Have a go at this one, okay? And pause the video, work out the angles, missing angles, and then we'll go through it, okay? Pause that, and then we'll go through it. Right, let's have a little look. So we've got A, B, C, D, and E. Now remember, we don't need to do them in the exact order, okay? But I think we probably might as well. So we can see, for a start, we find out which ones are parallel. These two are not parallel, okay? We're looking for those. So straight away, I can see here, I've got my Z, so I'm confident that I've got there my alternate angles A 74, and actually when you come to do the work in your books, they'll also want you to say Y. So you say upright alternate in there, run out of space, sorry, my board. B, then from B, here, now that you know BA, you can work out B, okay? B, it's angles on a straight line from A, isn't it? So we know this is a straight line, so A and B will add up to 180. So this one is going to be, hang on, 180. So it's going to be 106, isn't it? 106 degrees. Now we know this one, and actually we can write it in. We'll put that one as 106. Let's change that one to 74 because it'll help us. So we can see here that angle B and angle C are corresponding. Okay, are corresponding angles. So 106, so C is going to be 106 as well. Oh, hang on. Yeah. C is going to be 106 degrees as well. Okay. Plus it's the internal angles as well, and angles on a straight line. So there's lots of reasons for them. Then we need to find D and E. Okay. So we know that this one here is 106. So we'll look 106. So we can use this now to find D. Again, here for this angle here, and they will be the same because they are corresponding. Okay, so D is 65, and then we've got opposite angles there. E, opposite angles are equal. There, E is also 65. Okay, right. Hopefully that was okay. That's okay. It might be. Have another. You've got plenty of practice with these anyway. Have a go at this one. This one is a tougher one. Okay, this one is a tougher one. And the reason it's tougher actually is look at the direction of the diagonal lines. Now, if you had it this way, probably be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to put it this way for you. Okay, so remember when you're doing your Z's, this is the top of the Z, like that. Okay, off you go. Pause it. Off you go. Right, A, B, C, D, E. Does it go to F, F? So again, we don't need to start with A because I'm going to start with D. So that's 122. Okay. And then that is an opposite angle, so it's 122 degrees. Now the danger here is to think that this 87 and D are corresponding, but they're not, because that's not the way the parallel lines are going, are they? Okay, so we've got D there. Okay, now we know D, and actually what I'm going to do to make it easy for myself is I'm going to turn around. Okay, because actually it is quite tricky without it. Okay, so now this is 122 degrees, and now I can see I've got my parallel lines in a little bit of an easier way for me to see it. So I'm going to go here, here, and here. Okay, so that tells me straight away, okay, that if I can find out this angle, I can find out this angle, isn't it? Okay, also I've got my actually I've got here this angle and this angle will add up to, because they're my interior angles, are going to come to 180, aren't they? So F 180 take away 58 122, so this one becomes 58. F 58 degrees. Okay, right now we've got this one, it gets a bit easier. So this is 58 angles on a straight line here, so E is also going to be 122, isn't it? 58 and 122 is 180. Now, okay, what can we find out next? Let's have a look at, right, so we need to now find A. Let's have a little look. Right, hang on. So we can find out C, angles on a straight line. Okay, C, angles on a straight line here. Straight line C is going to be 93, isn't it? 93 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be 93 degrees. Right, and then, oh, in fact, let's have a little look. Well, that, yes, okay. We can see I missed that earlier. We've got here another Z. Okay, another Z. So that one and that one. Okay, this becomes 87. Opposite angles. Okay, vertically opposite angles, 87. Okay, so let's just put those in. A, 87, B, 87, E, I think that was 90, there was C, 93, I can't remember now which letters were which. Anyway, there we go. So when you come to do yours in your books, you feel free to swap them around, to move them around a bit. Okay, move your page so you have the diagonal lines in a more convenient place. Okay, it'll make it easier for you. Right, okay, the rest of the work now is on the portal. Okay, good luck with that, and I shall speak to you next time. Okay.